Okay, this is just an idea, but I think this is how I'm going to mount my equipment here. I've actually got my FPV camera mounted directly above my Mobius camera here on the nose. I'll run the wire for the power for the FPV camera back directly behind the Mobius. Just simply rubber band it on. It'll hold it good up there with a good rubber band. And then I'll show you where it balances, how good it balances with that on there. As you can see here, it just barely is nose heavy. It's to me it's just perfect as far as nose heaviness goes. And then I'll show you the inside. Let me take this top off. And what I'll basically do is, again, I'll run this cable from underneath for the camera, and then this 2200 milliamp is sitting right over the spar, so that should give it a really good balance as far as turning and maneuvering. And then if I decide I want to go with a 32 or 3300 milliamp battery, it should be sitting very close to there, you know, if I decide to go that route. So I believe this is the way I'm going to have mine set up. And that's actually got, this is my Y adapter here for the FPV camera that's got the JST that runs up to the camera to get power from the battery. I may upgrade this to a 32 or 3300 milliamp battery just to see how it works, but I believe this is a setup and it seems to be really balanced real well. I believe that's almost perfect as far as balance goes. Okay, this is going to be like the second configuration for the E-flite Opterra. Again, I've got my FPV camera mounted directly just with a rubber band onto my Mobius camera. I'll be simply rubber banding the Mobius camera and the FPV right to the nose of the plane, no Velcro, just keeping it simple. But here's the good thing, this is the second configuration. Take the prop out of here, I'll leave the hatch on so you can kind of see this. But if you see that, it's just barely nose heavy with that configuration. Probably just what I want. Now let me show you what I've changed inside here. And this is using a 3300, and you can see that it's somewhere around 3/8 of an inch. The end of it is about 3/8 of an inch behind this Velcro strap here, and it just fits inside that channel. Now you would want to put some other Velcro straps in there to hold it, but that looks like a good alternate setup for a longer flight time. Weighs a little bit more, but then again, you get a longer flight time. That 3300 will go a lot longer than the 2200. So I may give that a try too the next time I go flying. Okay, here's one other little factor in this whole thing about getting this plane balanced out that'll be really helpful, I think, to anybody that's doing this. You know, I've created just a couple of little props there to put under the CG. Back there you can see it. And that's set on the center of gravity as E-flite specifies. And then up here, I've got the nose of it sitting on a digital scale. And this flies excellently. And let's look at the weight that's being put on the nose of it. Let me turn this back on. Okay. Now that I've got it zeroed out, let the plane rest on it. And the plane is putting about 10 grams of weight. Now, that's with my battery, my 2200 battery, located at this location that I'll show you. Let me get to the other side here. So this is viewing it. So basically the back of this 2200 battery is setting right center with that line there. And I was flying this the first time I ever flew it. I put it back to there and it really performed well. And so just to kind of recap, when it's sitting there and your hatch is on. Now the hatch will make it just a little bit nose heavy. And so you're looking at around 8 to 10, it fluctuates just a little bit, but you're looking at 8 to 10 grams of nose heaviness. So if you're moving stuff around in the plane, putting on FPV gear, you can use that number to kind of calculate about the proper nose weight. Now, knowing that the proper nose weight that worked for me was somewhere around 8 to 10 grams. You can see now I've got this sitting at 9.3, and I do have my FPV gear, the Mobius and the FPV camera sitting on top of it. I do have them mounted to the Opterra, and it's in there with the 2200 milliamp battery. And if we look in here at the placement of that 2200, you can see that the 2200 is back about, what is that, about the width of the Velcro band there from the Velcro band. All the leads connecting it and the splitter for the camera are alongside of it. So that would be the optimal location, as you see it right there, for a 2200 battery. Now let me put the 3300 back into it and see where we balance that with it. Okay, now this is the same configuration, and as you can see, I'm sitting here with 10.4 grams of weight on the nose on the digital scale, and I'm running a Nanotech 3300 battery, and this is the placement as seen from the right side of the plane of that Nanotech battery. So looking here, it's somewhere around, that looks like about an inch from this plate back to the battery, or basically having this carbon fiber rod running pretty much through the center of the digit 3 here. Don't see anything else that really stands out. I do have a foil seal on this battery, and that foil seal is lining up pretty much right here on that battery, is lining up pretty much right over that carbon fiber rod. But again, I've got all my cables laid. They aren't hooked up, but they're all pretty well laid where they would lay in flight. So all of that having been said, it looks like my two configurations, and not just guessing, but actually making sure that it's got about the same nose heaviness. Put the canopy back on there, and we're at 9 to 10 grams, so that should work out really well.